So this week on The Rebels, we're talking about why we started writing. What was it that caused this to happen? And there are days where I ask myself that very thing. Mostly over a stiff drink or over a punch bowl of tears. My own, obviously. I'm not crazy enough to collect other people's. Yet.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
I really don't know the answer to this question, and I think I'm just going to go off the cuff. I'll just keep asking myself the question, and we'll see what happens. Like a word association kind of thing, a free association. It's a psychotherapeutic terminology. I'll be doing therapy on myself right here as you watch. Maybe it's karma. I've always been a very critical person, critical of others, of myself, and overly harsh at times, and very snarky, and using humor in a way that really sort of points out flaws in people and things and everything. And so maybe it's just coming back. So I write, put stuff out in the world so that I can receive the criticism that I so deserve. Back to the tears. Back to the tears then. And the drinking. When I closed the door on counseling, my first choice really was to go to culinary arts training. I wanted to go to either Le Cordon Bleu or the Culinary Institute of America in Napa, which would be the closest drive back and forth to my family. A lot of the decisions that I was making right before I started writing were based on not so much fear as in just being tired. Just being really tired and wanting to move on and make some big changes. And I think that I was not feeling very creative. So all of the choices that I was leaning towards, whether it was writing or culinary school or comedy was the other one, frankly, they were all sort of related to creativity. And I felt like I'd been stifled. I think anytime you work within sort of dysfunctional systems, and a lot of workplaces are dysfunctional systems, but anytime you move in state government into that, and it just gets muddled. Lots of people are burnt out. It's so hard. It's just really hard to be in that kind of workplace, and it's not a place for creativity to flourish. I was looking for a way to be happier and more enthusiastic. It turned out that writing was the way to go, primarily because school is a huge commitment. And it wasn't like I'd never gone to school before. I have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's degree. Another 2 years of training, oh God, it was too much to take, right? I chose writing. I really think the how of it is much more interesting. How I'm actually able to write full time is insane. If my wife didn't have a good job that could pay the bills primarily, I probably wouldn't be. I have to say that I spend a lot of time thinking about writing. I'm very distractible. So anytime that I have to focus on anything else, the writing suffers dramatically. If I had to go back to work today, it would be the end of my writing career. I would be done. I'm an only child. My enthusiasm is very minimal. It wanes. It waxes and wanes dramatically. It's huge ends of the continuum. And so when I'm interested in something initially, it's great. And I love the writing in that. And then I get bored. And then it's like I'm on this fast track to wanting to do something else. And so it's one of those things where I have to force myself at this point to do the writing. It's not something I love. I've used the same exact quote that Gretchen used at the beginning of this week, and that is a Hemingway quote. Dorothy Parker used to say it all the time, and that is, I hate writing, but I love having written. That's it. I say it all the time. It's tricky. It's a tricky thing. That my interests are probably so scattered that it's amazing I get anything published at all. And I'm writing my 6th book currently. So, yeah. Why? I've done this entire video and I still don't really know the answer. Do you? Do you write? Why? Why does anyone really? The system is not pleasant at all. I mean, please convince me that it is pleasant. I mean, I love interactions with readers, and I like that part of it, but the other part is just so, like, it's just completely, it's untenable, it's unattainable. It's probably too much. It's too much for a Sunday, for sure. You should just be drinking your coffee and eating your pancakes. Jesus, apologies for being such a downer. I just rewatched this video during the editing, and what can you do? You know, there are those days. Ask me tomorrow why I got into writing. I might be peppy and flippant and just super excited about what I'm writing that day, and then the answer is completely different. And that's just kind of how it works. It's the pendulum. It's all a pendulum.